Recording Tuesday, March 18th at 1:44 p.m. Eastern Time. Today I'm feeling called to pull a card, which is interesting. I don't typically um I'm not a big tarot card reader. I have a specific deck for me. It's the Black Tarot deck by Victoria Iva, but it's a tool in my tool belt, but it's not something I do unless I feel called to. But like I said, Spirit is wanting me to pull a card today and share that with you. So I'm going to shuffle here real quick and see what pops out, and we'll go from there. Okay. All right. The card that came out is the Eight of Cups. And now on this particular deck, I don't record video, but I'll post a picture of this one, or I'll put it as the cover art or something. But this one is like a shadowy figure, and I got it upright. So the shadowy figure is running forward or running to the right. And I'm also really drawn to the sky where there is I would view it as a sun. Ooh. Yeah. Whenever I said sun, it was just this like energy dropping in. Um, and for me, honestly, recently the sun has been coming up a lot. The sun has been talking to me. um, and I know that sounds funny, and it could potentially sound ridiculous. Um, but I've actually recently signed up to finally get my Reiki certification. I've thought about it for a long time, but it's never been something that has been on my I felt called to do it. I typically only do things at this point in my life. I only do things that I feel called to do, um, whether it's pulled or pushed towards. But otherwise, I don't. I don't just do things. like I do things that are inspired, and that's funny given the fact that the culture is very go 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 and push through the discomfort, and I reject that. I very much only go and do the things that I feel called and inspired to do. And so I did recently sign up, and I'll start that certification here on the 30th of this month. And it's actually USUI, something like that, Reiki, which is sun. It's based on the sun. So I think this is funny that this card is coming for me because, or I don't know, in the sense of being shared, because yeah, I've been feeling very connected to the sun recently. I've been feeling a lot of um resistance ease up around it, and I'm like noticing a lot like how the role the sun's played in my life. I don't know. Like the I guess we're just going to keep talking about this because that's what I feel like I need to do. The my my dad used to sing to me all the time when I was growing up, "You Are My Sunshine," and that song's been playing in my head so much the last 24 or so hours. And even just saying that now, I got like a ringing in my left ear as like a confirmation. Um, and I also remember I went through a period of time when I was diagnosed with Lyme's disease when I was 13, and I couldn't go in the sun because of all the medication and everything else I was on, like, and being so sick, I like literally being in the sun knocked me out. Um, and it's only in the last couple years that I feel like I can actually go and be in the sun for longer periods of time. I've also had issues with like heat exhaustion and stuff like that with being in the sun, or dehydration from being in the sun. And so it's like the my relationship with the sun is kind of coming full circle now, where it was once um I played in it as a child, and then I had to move away from it or try to live more in the shadows um, for a long period of time. And now, oh, that's so beautiful. I'm just thinking, like, making that connection now where it's just like, I was in the shadows since I was about 13, and I truly believe that my Lyme's disease kind of like kicked off a lot of my downhill spiral of health problems and everything else. And now I'm coming to the place where it's like, no, I really love the sun. I used to really love only cloudy days. Um, but now it's like it's a sunny day and I want to be outside for a little bit. It does get still kind of hot for me in the afternoons, but I very much am like a cat where it's like I want to curl up in a ball or just stretch out on the floor where the sun is, and I want to move with the sun as it's coming in through the windows. And I've even been thinking about getting one of those little sun catcher crystal things that go like you suction cup it to your window and then they cause rainbows to scatter about the room. So I've had that kind of in the back of my head of like I want one of those soon. The other powerful feeling I'm feeling with this card is the number 8. So I'm very big into numerology. I wasn't for a long time. I have a very strong math background and engineering background, and that I think is even funnier that I have gone this route given the fact that I grew up very masculine, very problem solving, very logic mindset, and now here I am, surrendered to the universe and spirit. And I think that's beautiful, but I digress. The the number 8 to me and how it's showed up for me in my life more recently um, is a number of balance, because it it's the infinity symbol turned sideways in one aspect, and I feel that sink in when I say that. And I also feel it as a balance of the energy that we feel. So um, whether it's the masculine or feminine, whether it's the light or dark, whether it's um, what comes to mind too is Tony Robbins has does a lot of talking about the Crazy Eight. So I've done a lot of life coach training through their system as well, and the Crazy Eight. And there's trying to get your needs met, but in their specific conversation, it's in an unhealthy way. So you're going from sadness and then to anger, then back to sadness and anger, and you're getting like trapped in this like unhealthy Crazy Eight and not able to actually like break through and find the joy because you're trying to get your needs met in these shitty ways. And so, yeah, it just brings me back to balance. This card feels like bringing back to balance, bringing back to the restoration of balance, bringing back to the the runner is moving forward, and so it's like as you move forward in life, finding that balance, finding but focusing on moving forward. Like this runner on the image, like I mean, they look like they are launching into the future and what's to come. And I feel like the message of balance here, along with the power of the sun, is so important. or the power of the light. Mm. Yeah, I was just sitting with that to see what else might come, but it's just power of the sun, the power of the light, the power of balance, focus on moving forward. You're being launched forward. Like this is the time. This is your time. Like you're going. You're taking off. This is where you're going. Yeah, you're taking off. It's coming. Like it's here. Maintain the balance, the power of the sun, the power of the light. Keep going. Keep going.